Hey everyone, welcome to Inside Game Chat. It's your host Jared, and let's forget about the other guy on the screen.
I thought the name was Inside Gameplay. No.
It's Chat. It is
Okay, the
Chat.
chat. The chat.
It's Chat. I have said it 10,000 times.
All right. All right. Hey
And
guys, welcome.
and there's Dower.
But
See, this is why I said
hey
let's
guys,
forget about the other person on the screen.
and hey, watch Fallout, people. It's the best show in the world. Okay.
And you still haven't.
Yeah, I haven't. But hey, it's a good show. 65 million people or something like that. I've seen it.
And
It's
now
a,
we're
I
getting
guess,
a and now Fortnite's in on it.
wait,
You are
what?
missing out.
Fortnite's doing a show.
No, Fortnite
Wait,
is
Fortnite.
is
Oh,
the whole next
oh,
season is
the Fort.
dedicated to Fallout.
Gotcha.
You need to watch it. I bet you and
I
your
mean,
wife are going to sit down and watch it together.
somebody needs to get me the Prime membership, man. Anyways, let's
The
go.
video
But hey,
manager,
people,
I think, is
yeah,
cheap
I
now.
haven't even played either. What, Prime?
Yeah, you can get like
It's
just
like
a
what,
video
$15?
membership now. Somehow,
Oh, okay.
you don't even
Gotcha.
have to have
Like
like the
$7 a month?
shipping. Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure. You have to look it up. But if you just wanted that instead of the shipping, which is why the main reason I have Prime,
Gotcha.
free
Gotcha.
shipping. But anyway,
I mean, and that's the other good thing about Prime is that you get it within a day or something, so that's pretty dope. I mean, I had it for a little bit, but then I haven't been ordering anything, so I kind of canceled it. Yeah, and I canceled it just before the new season came out. I mean, the Fallout season came out.
fail, fail.
Sorry. All right, let's talk video games, like real
Okay.
games. Studios.
All right. Well, first off, what have you been playing this week?
Weekend is Stellar Blade. Like 66% done with the game, like the main story, and could finish it this weekend, and then Hellblade's coming out in a couple of days, so we'll be playing that from day one. We'll switch between PC and Xbox. I'll see. I mean, like I'm a frames per second guy now, right? So I'll see how good it plays on Series X. If it plays really good, I'll stick with it. If not, then yeah, PC. Yeah.
I probably won't be touching it. I'm not the biggest fan of the other one. I'll play it eventually, but that's not on my week. That's not on my goal this week.
You have beaten the first one, right? You have
Yeah,
beaten the first one
yeah,
twice.
yes. I beat it twice. First one was to experience the game. Second time was just because the achievements are easy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it could be the same for second one too. So, I mean, the sequel, right? I mean, it's like they've said it's a short game, so you could just finish it within 2 days or so. Yeah.
Probably.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm currently working on Persona 3 Reloaded. And still
Just that
haven't.
for now.
And I finished Sandland for the most part.
What about Seven Rebirth? What happened with that?
I kind of got burned out on it. It's just sitting. I'll eventually finish it like I did 16, but
Okay.
just
Okay.
it's
I thought
just
you probably done with it. Like I
no.
had a
I'm
feeling
not
you might
done.
just drop
Done.
it.
Like I never. I always go back and finish games, but sometimes I take breaks from them. That one is. It's a great game, but they tried to cram too much into like, and a lot of it is very repetitive and too many mini games. When you
Yeah, you
have
said that before.
Yeah, when you got a completionist like me, you want to get the top score in the mini games when you're playing.
So how far are you in the story though? Like how far in the main
I'm
campaign though?
chapter 9. There's only 6 or 7
But like,
chapter 10. I'm chapter
okay,
10.
okay, gotcha,
So there's only like
gotcha,
16
gotcha.
chapters. So not too much. Like apparently you're like the last couple chapters kind of run close together, so it shouldn't be too
And
bad.
for Sandland, how was your experience overall?
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was a good game, good story. Um, It's not for everyone, I'll say that. It's very simplistic.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you like hard or gritty gameplay, it's very simplistic. You just get in the vehicle and drive around, and boom, I'm in a tank. Boom, I'm in a robot. Punch, punch. It's very simple, but it was good. It was
Well,
good.
you were excited about it and it delivered for you, right?
It
So
delivered
that's
for the.
all that matters.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. As
That's
long
all.
as I enjoy it, I don't. I rarely get games I don't enjoy anymore. It still happens, but
Like seven with Rebirth.
well, no, it's not that I don't enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's just a little too long. But yeah,
Longer than the first one. Longer than the first one.
how would I put this? I feel like the first one's shorter a little bit, but what makes this one so long is it is all the side stuff that it's bloated. It's a bloated game.
I mean, when you say side stuff, you mean you're going for the 100% like the platinum thing, right? I was talking about the main campaign, the stories. Like which story is longer, the first one or the second one, or is the second one just longer than the first one?
Probably the first one's longer on story wise, but just to continue story beats, you have so much you have to do in two,
Gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
and like I said, it can be very bloated at times, and it's got a lot of classic Ubisoft formula. Climb the
So close.
tower and unlock everything on the map, blah blah blah. Because you kind of have to do some of them to further the main story anyway. So like it's
Before
usually like
we, yeah, before we move on to later topics and Ubisoft stuff, quick question on Ubisoft. You don't like the recent Assassin's Creed games? I know it just came out of nowhere because you said the word bloated, and I know Ubisoft has that a lot, right? With the newer games, like the newer ones,
some. It
Odyssey
just
and
depends.
Valhalla,
It depends
especially.
on my mode. It's the Ubisoft formula is fine. Um, and sometimes depending on the game, it can be bloated. I think Origins is bloated, which I'm working on.
Really,
Yeah.
really. Oh, I mean, compared to Odyssey and Valhalla, have you played Odyssey and Valhalla or no?
No, I haven't. I have them both though.
Okay, so I mean, if you play Odyssey and Valhalla, especially Valhalla, Origins won't feel bloated to you at all. Like seriously, that's how crazy Valhalla is with the stuff like that. I still enjoyed Valhalla because I'm a gameplay guy, but like some stuff like some missions in the game where like they will take you off. Like I mean, there was a time I was like, I really don't want to do this again and again and again. It's just like crazy, and it's a long game. I think you need to play Valhalla at least 75 to 80 hours just to beat the main story, just the main stuff. But that's a lot of stuff you're repeating though. So. I still like it, but I know most people really don't like Valhalla at all. I don't. Yeah,
That's
crazy.
surprising. It was one of the most Valhalla was one of the most critically acclaimed ones.
No, Origins got better score and Odyssey too. I think Valhalla got a good score, but like those two got better scores. I think Origins got somewhere like 88 on Metacritic and Odyssey is like 89, and then Valhalla is 84, which is not bad, but like compared to those two, it's a little less. Yeah.
I meant after all the content was out.
Oh, oh, I mean, I have not still not played that big DLC yet, but I heard it's really good. The
Like
Dawn of
ever
Ragnarok. Dawn of
there
Ragnarok.
was a
Yeah.
whole lot of content for it, like several DLCs, and a lot of it was free. Like it's actually there's so much content in it. There's always something to do, is what I've heard. Like I said,
So
I
here's the
haven't.
thing about. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
Like I
ahead.
said, I haven't played it, but I just
Mhm.
remember like after everything came out, it's been a lot of people say it's the best. It's the best one.
But like a lot of people also say, but for Valhalla is that it's not it's not an Assassin's Creed game anymore. That what they say is a Viking game, like a separate Viking stuff. It's not even Assassin's Creed. Obviously, that means when you play it, you'll see there's not really that much assassination going on, like the stealth stuff and all that. And I'm fine with that. But it's just that the true Assassin's Creed fans, they just don't feel Valhalla at all. Yeah. And then when they went back to Mirage, I think they were excited. Everybody, oh, we're going back to the roots now. And then people are like, well, it kind of sucks. Mirage actually did worse than Valhalla and everybody and all the other ones before. People are like, well, this is not good anymore. It's outdated. I'm like, you guys wanted it, so
They just got to
I
find a
don't know, man.
happy medium. Maybe with the next one, which people are getting angry over the stupidest thing. The
I
guy,
still want to talk about it. Can we talk about it right
yeah,
now?
you mean the fact that the
the,
samurai's black, which is
the
a
new one.
actual person who really did exist, who was a samurai for Nobunaga.
I mean, but here's my thing though. I mean, like what you said, like you said, what you just said is true, and like they kind of proved it. Like the Ubisoft writer is actually sending proof to people with the pictures and stuff. But like my thing is, like even if it wasn't true at all, it's just a video game. People will just freaking play it. Like everything doesn't have to be historically accurate for you to play, right? I mean, for us to play, it's a fantasy world. Just enjoy it, and that's my opinion. That's my take from a distance. So,
And the thing
but
is,
like,
you
oh
still
no,
play as an Asian in it too. I mean, that's what's also getting me.
I mean, I mean, let's see what the gameplay is. Let's see how the game is. Like, I think they might reveal the gameplay or more stuff during the Xbox show, if I'm not mistaken. Or actually, during their own show. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. They
Ubisoft
have their
Forward.
own stuff coming up. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So let's see
Um,
what the game looks like, people. I'm kind of excited for it, kind of. Not really, because what the thing with Ubisoft is sometimes they hype you up really well with these cinematic trailers, and then actual game comes out, you're like, well, this is way too long. Yeah.
well, like I say, I never trust a game until it's out.
I
Um,
kind of want to see gameplay too. Like, 'cause, I mean, a little bit of game action kind of like gets me like excited for the game. You know, Far Cry though, Far Cry 6, the oh my God, the cinematic trailer they did for that game, just dude, it sold me. It really did. But once the game came out, I played it, and I'm like, man, can't play that game. It's just so repetitive. Like, it's a
that's why
gorgeous looking game,
that's
but
why I
so
say
repetitive. Like
don't
so repetitive.
trust, don't 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 judge a game by trailers of anything. Just,
Oh yeah,
I
never,
mean,
never,
like,
never with the cinematic trailers again. That was the last time with the cinematic trailer for me. Yeah.
and I don't trust anyone. I don't trust developers, even if they have a great. It's not I don't trust developers, but I even if the last game was amazing, I don't expect develop the next game to be from that same developer to be just as good. And that's another thing that gets me mad is with people's like, yeah, like everyone was so excited for the crap. Why am I forgetting their name? The Arkham guys.
I remember. Oh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
No, but
Well,
like when people, I mean, then people just saw that gameplay last year, not
well,
this
no,
year, last
I'm
year
gonna
during
go
the
before the gameplay or the game was announced. Everyone was just
announcement. Yeah, yeah. Everybody was. And, I mean, to be honest, yeah, I mean, I get your point though, but like Arkham never missed though before that. I mean, Arkham, Rocksteady didn't miss before that with the
their first
Batman
game they
horror. So
missed.
that's
Not
what Asylum.
no, they actually made a game before Asylum. I just can't remember what it's
No,
called.
no, no, no. That's what I'm saying. They didn't miss with the Arkham games, like the Asylum, City, and Night. They did not miss. Though Night kind of had some issues, according to people, but like story wise, the world setting, they just did not miss at all. Rocksteady, and we just had a high hopes. But then, like you said, the other thing is nobody accounted for like a lot of people who were working in those earlier Batman games. They were gone. Like a lot of people left Rock Studio, like main people. So but nobody accounted for that. They're just like, oh, it's a DC game by Rocksteady. Obviously, it's gonna be good. And I was one of those two. I was like, all right, can't wait for Suicide Squad. Even though I still enjoyed it, but like not as much as those threes. Yeah, not even close. Yeah,
Even
you,
firm software's had its misses.
bro. I don't know why you're after them. Seriously, don't get it. Their last 10 games have been great. Like you just need to shut up. Chill
Did you
out.
play?
That
Well, the last Mech Assault wasn't that good.
Mecha Assault or the new one that came out.
They
The
made Mech Assault.
Armor Core.
Yeah, the Armor
No,
Core,
no.
not Mech Assault. Armor Core.
Armor. I mean, it's reviewed well.
I
Obviously,
mean,
not reviewed well as not as the like Elden Ring stuff, but it reviewed well, right?
y there's plenty of games that review well that not many people like.
That's people's opinion. As long as the game's doing, I mean, yeah, even sales wise, I don't think so. They're good, but it's not a bad game by any means. I haven't even played it, by the way. But like
But
Elden Ring. Bloodborne, Demon Souls,
Now,
Dark
Bloodborne
Souls
is a
2,
horrible
3.
game.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
People are still asking for PC port. Okay, now people like this game, and you're saying it's a horrible game. People are still begging for PC port, and no, they're gonna go make Horizon Zero Dawn remake. Come on,
I think there's probably some
guys.
legal. I think there's some like legal trouble with trying to port or bring Bloodborne. I say that.
I mean, they
I
brought everything else. They brought
well,
everything else.
well, no, Bloodborne's different because I think Sony owns the IP or the owns a portion of Bloodborne, and Firm
Mhm.
Software owns the other portion of Bloodborne.
Doesn't
So
like Sony kind of have like ownership of FromSoft too? Like no,
no, they have
like 14%.
both Microsoft and Sony own about 10% of them.
Microsoft also owns 10% of FromSoft. I didn't know that. No. Seriously, I didn't know that. I thought it was mostly Sony and like other people
No,
owning
like they own
FromSoft.
minimal percent. It's actually like
Yeah,
80% privately owned.
gotcha.
That's
Well,
that's
morals.
why.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
That's the
but their
why the
games
way
are
they are. They're like
their
they're.
games are good. Their games are great. Don't listen to Jared. Play them. Just you're gonna enjoy them. Except for Armor Core, maybe. I guess. Yeah.
Did you
Only
play?
one miss out of 10. And you're like,
Actually, I
I mean,
can.
it's not even a miss, by the way. It's considered a good game at most. So played it though. It's just
Considered a
not my
good
thing
game
though.
series.
I mean, I think it did better than the last one, Armor Core 5, right? I think so. Nobody cared about Armor Core 5. Armor Core 5. Metacritic. Yeah. Yeah, much better than Armor Core 5. Armor Core 5 did 68 from reviews, and then Armor Core 6 did 86. It's a good game, and most of the people give it 8 out of 10. So it's a good game. Like, what are you talking about? Obviously, it's not Elden Ring, but still, 86 out of 100. That's a good score. You're just a hater, FromSoft hater. You just think all developers suck. Like they cannot do good to back good games. Like they just can't. FromSoft did it. Insomniac did it. Even freaking Playground games always do it, except with their not Playground. Turn
Now
10
I don't agree
Studios. They
with the
just kind of.
Insomniac one. Just
It's not about your agreement, dude. They are doing good.
I mean,
It doesn't
they're
matter if
making
you
great.
like it or not.
They're making good
Yeah,
games,
yeah,
but
back to back.
everyone should stop believing that every game they make is great. Even
But I mean, their last three Spider-Man games, phenomenal, right? All three of them, and then Ratchet and Clank is also a solid game. Like I
now,
don't
Ratchet
get
and
it.
Clank
Like
is
the last
100%, and the first Spider-Man. Miles Morales was and 3 was eh.
That's your opinion. It's not doesn't mean they're bad. Actually, Spider-Man 2 did better than Spider-Man 1 in terms of like critic reviews and everything. Yeah. And it got nominated for Game of the Year. Last year it was so stacked for games and it got nominated for Game of the Year. And you're like, ah, it's a bad game. For you.
I never
Just
said it
for
was a
you. It
bad
does
game. I just said it was eh.
so all their but according to most people, they did not deliver on bad games. I mean they have delivered good games back to back. Actually four of them. Four back-to-back great games: Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ratchet and Clank, and Spider-Man 2. And they're gonna do good with Wolverine. That's a
Technically, they
guarantee
did
right there.
5 because Sunset Overdrive was good too.
Yeah, it's a good game. I like it. But that's our opinion. But like most people, the world, let's just say it's okay.
No,
But it's a good game. Though. I
no.
mean,
I think the
I would
reason
recommend people to
it
play it
got bad reviews is because it was an Xbox
because my
exclusive.
Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, you
Firm
sure that's the
Software.
reason why I got confused though?
Yes, I would bet money on it.
That makes no sense though.
Well,
I mean,
no,
I
there
get
is
it.
a lot. There is no such thing as the rumored Xbox tax, but there is a lot of biases towards Xbox. I mean, have you ever
No,
wonder why
I
they
mean, go ahead.
you
Go
ever
ahead.
wonder why they don't give codes to um what is it, Eurogamer, or is it Eurogamer?
I don't know, but that's just
Because
one
they
or two
literally
developers,
put
right? I mean,
like
I know one or two reviewers, reviewers. Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, so but like, but that if Sunset Overdrive, I thought like I don't know what exactly happened. I know it was an Xbox One exclusive. Most people didn't want to play it because it was just locked on Xbox One. But that's does not give the right to reviewers to give it a bad score just
It
because it's an
doesn't, but
Xbox One exclusive,
that's
right?
what's happened. I mean, what was it? Hi-Fi Rush, literally in the review, like one of the reviews of Hi-Fi Rush, like the guy actually said in his review, we would have given this a higher score if it wasn't on Xbox.
That's just one person, though. But Hi-Fi Rush
Well,
still
no, there
did
was
good with
other
reviews,
ones,
right?
but no one. But that was
No,
just the
no,
only
no.
one that said bluntly.
I know, I get it, but like, I mean, I know there are reviewers like that, but Hi-Fi Rush still, but even those bad reviews, with those ones, it still got a really good score. How come Sunset Overdrive did not make up that? And I really don't understand that because Sunset Overdrive is not a bad game at all. I just don't understand. Really don't. Like what? Like you're saying, Hi-Fi Rush, one of the reviewers gave it a bad score, but it's still overall it got 88 out of 100, which is a really good score. Forza Horizon 5, also an Xbox One game, got 91 out of 100. Halo Infinite, with all its issues, still got a really good score. Really did. So
Um, you're
my
still.
question is just does not
It's
add up.
it just honestly, you most people shouldn't trust Metacritic. OpenCritic is the better one.
I mean, it's even Open Critic give them better scores, man. You get it. Like, I mean, if I go look it up, Sunset Overdrive score on Open Critic, I don't think so. It's gonna be as good as Hi-Fi Rush or Forza Horizon 5 or even
Well,
Halo
no,
Infinite.
not many games. Not many games can get the Forza Horizon 5 status.
But it's still an Xbox game. That's
There,
what I'm
I'm just
trying to
saying
ask
there
you.
are
Like, it
some
makes no
games
sense.
that get the biases, not all games, and
Why? This is making literally no sense. Why? If you're gonna do an Xbox tax, do it with every freaking game. Just don't do it with Sunset Overdrive or Rise Son of Rome. I
now
think
Rise
even
of
that's a
Sun.
good
No,
game
the
of course.
Xbox tech really did not start. I want to say even after Sunset Overdrive. I want to say it's probably started like when you started really seeing the biases about the time the announcement of Shadow of the no was it
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider was announced as exclusive.
Even still, yeah, I get the biasness or all that part, but I still think Rise of the Tomb Raider did it really good with the scores.
Well, no, I'm not. We're not talking about the scores. I'm just saying that that's when the
No,
biases you started to see it, not in the review scores then, but you started to see a lot of the flack Xbox got.
so so then explain it to me. Why did Sunset Overdrive got like why did it get a bad score?
It didn't get a bad score. It's like 83 or 84.
It got no, it's like 70 something, like 71, 72, which is
Nah,
still not a that bad, but it's not amazing though.
Sunset Overdrive Metacritic. I believe it's much higher.
But actually, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's 81.
It's 81,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, that's a good score. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So,
I honestly thought it was 60, 71, 72, something like that. It
but I
might
really
be.
wish they would
What about?
combine all platforms and do like a
Uh-huh.
overall like review score instead of just doing like you have to go to the platforms. PC version got an 83.
For Sunset?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's probably less reviews too, right? If I'm not
It is
mistaken.
less, but you could still average if you throw in those other reviews, it'd probably be an 82 overall.
I think it was Rise Son of Rome that got a bad score. Yeah, it got 60. Rise Son of
You
Rome.
know,
And
Rise Son
according
of
to some
Rome
people's
just had a lot of, even though it was beautiful, and I think a little bit of
what?
biases with the Connect features was that part of that one.
Oh, really? That had connect
Yeah, it
features.
had
I
Connect
mean,
features. You literally like if you're playing with Connect, like there's like these ones where these parts where you could say Lancers fire and they throw the lances.
so we have to actually throw the lenses with our hands.
No, no, you it was
Really?
voice commands.
Oh, okay. But that's not the case anymore. I mean, you can still play without the connect,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, you didn't
Rise Son
even
of Rome.
need the Connect to do those, but that was an option. And the thing is, I actually liked Mass Effect 3 because of the Connect features. I loved it. I loved being able to, instead of pausing the game, telling which character I want them to do, I could literally say, "Tally, use overcharge."
Oh, really? That was
Yeah,
dope.
I mean,
Wow.
it made the game like you issued orders. It was really good. But let's
That
get on
was
to today's
on
topic.
60, right? I know. Sorry, that was on 360, right?
Yeah, it's
Mass
360.
Effect 3.
Yeah, we're gonna about to
Gotcha.
go. We're
All right,
about
let's
to go
go.
down a whole nother drain. Okay,
I
everyone,
know.
we got an interesting topic this week. Uh, and as most of you have heard, we had some studio closures with Xbox. One being what everyone's upset about, Tango GameWorks. But as more time has come out, and I'm glad we waited to do ours about it, a little bit more
You know what?
information.
That's actually right. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually excited too because at that, if have you done this right away, I think I might have a totally different opinion then as compared to now because I think I'm more settled down, calmed down today than I
Yeah,
was at that day.
but it's really just the. But I'm just gonna say it. As a result, it is the industry. Things are going to continue to close. The industry is completely changing. I mean, even the PlayStation business meeting basically announced they're probably going full multi with the name. They're going beyond generations. It, and what rumors are coming out, it sounds like PlayStation's going multi-platform just like Xbox.
So that kind of like does not like make us all like more like okay happy or like we're happy we're good but like Tango going away like no I
Yeah,
think
I'm just saying, but
it still stinks.
we're
It still
building up
stinks
to it.
like
We're going to build up to it
yeah.
because I got some more to talk about. Also, we're going to be covering just how many layoffs there's been because of how this game industry is changing. Last I looked, between the last 2 years, we're nearing 10,000 layoffs, like maybe a little over. It's it sucks for all these people losing their jobs, and I'm hoping everyone's finding them. But it's games are getting more expensive to make, so yes, a lot of things are more profitable than ever they've been before. But I'm starting to wonder what the percentages of their profitability are. Like, think about it. Like versus 5 years ago, what was your percentage of profitability? Yes, we made more money this year, but our percentage from um how much we put into this game was much lower. But anyway, so let's hear your opinion, but we'll start with the studio closures and Tango.
um I mean I was actually before way before the closure but Shinji Mikami left that kind of raised an eyebrow for me. I know he said he's retiring and all that but didn't he just go and start his own new thing or something?
Actually, well before the Tango thing, I'm going to give you a little more information. He had an interview not too long ago. Um, he was talking that his plan was, and it was about 3 years ago before the acquiring, that he wanted to finish his last couple projects before he left. Sunset Overdrive was his last project.
Sunset Overdrive.
Not what I said. We were talking about Hi-Fi Rush was his last project.
Oh, I thought, but he was not really part of it. Like he was letting other
Well, he
people
was
do
still
the
the head
work.
of the
Like,
studio, so
okay,
he
right.
wasn't like part of the team that made it, but it was still
Mm-hmm.
his last project under him.
Gotcha.
And but he said
As the head.
for
Yeah, yeah.
about I think 4 or 5 years he had been planning to finish out these games, and he wanted to go make smaller titles, what you would call indie single A double A titles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and this had nothing to do with Microsoft. This was planned before the acquiring. It's just something he wanted to do. I don't know how small his studio is, but I'm betting it's no more than 30 people. His new studio, and it probably will never be much bigger than that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's the story. Like, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. I mean, if you wanted to go before that, that's fine. But it's just like funny thing is everything happens while like people get acquired by Microsoft. Michael, the Activision guy, left. And you know he had plans to leave too, but he had already left Microsoft before when he was part of some other studio with Microsoft. Now
He
when Activision,
was, what was it? Xbox development, somewhere in there. He wasn't part of really a studio.
yeah, I'm not so sure. So, but when he came back with Activision, he didn't even last a month or two. He said, "Alright, I'm leaving." I know it's his own decision, but it's just like Sunji Mikami, him, and then the other girl, Lulu Chong. I forgot her name. Real. She was so excited to be a part of Microsoft. As soon as she got here, all right, 2 days later, I'm out. It's just like why does it happen all the time? But like, I mean, I get it. They all have their reasons and good reasons too. But it's just like they just got here, man. Like really, like Shinji Mikami was 3 years, looks like, I guess. Yeah, before he left, right? I think, yeah.
Oh yeah,
But it's just like, yeah,
he
yeah.
finished his
Go ahead.
last two projects.
That and
Ghostwire
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Tokyo
Yeah,
and Hi-Fi Rush. Um,
yeah. It's just yeah, that and then back to the studio closure. It's just like it's a Japanese studio. Xbox said they want to invest more on Japanese stuff and all of that. Personally, myself, I'm not that into the JRPGs or whatever they're. I mean, other like hardcore Japanese games, but I do like some lot of Japanese games. I love Evil Within 2. Evil Within 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's really good. And then Hi-Fi Rush was a good start. I know it was not making that much money, whatever. That's why they put PlayStation Forward and everything. That explains it. But it's a good game. We were kind of looking forward to what they do next with their next game or Hi-Fi Rush 2. So it's just like we were looking forward. And I mean, it's a good studio, Tango Gameworks. It's really good. And Xbox needs that. The studio like that comes up with creative, different ideas. And the only Japanese studio they had who could actually help them with the Japanese market a little bit. All right, they're like, okay, let's go get some new Japanese studios. Oh no, let's get rid of them. Let's get rid of the only one we have. I know the money side, I understand. Arcane, on the other hand, do you want me to go Arcane, or you want to talk more about
we'll go
Tango
into
for now?
let's talk a little bit, kind of like we're going to cover them both, but not really staying on
Okay.
Tango. But let's throw in a little bit more information that has come out thanks to Jason Schreier, which he's
Yeah.
the one of those
Bloomberg.
gaming, like he knows what he knows, and it come out. It was really just luck of the draw that these studios closed because they're in between projects. They had nothing in the pipeline. They were not making they were pitching games, but they weren't making games. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And the way he explained it was that it was just the only reason those studios closed is that reason alone, to save money for other projects. And
Like the big budgets.
yeah, they
Mm.
may save big projects, but it was just to put more money into projects that are coming closer, the ones that are really close. Um, and Austin, I want to agree that I think,
Arkanoston?
yeah, I
Uh,
here's my opinion on that one situation. I'm sorry they closed, and I'm sorry those people lost their job, but I feel like just by the guy who's Arcane Leon, his tweet saying how times were hard and stuff, it sounded like the whole part of the studio had lost its motivation because of Redfall. Like,
the Arkan Leon guy said that about Arkanoston?
yep, that was like it was like a full on Twitter feed that day. It was huge. Well,
Okay.
he was saying he was upset that they had closed it, and he was saying to the executives like you're supposed to nurture them. You're not supposed to let them, even though they fail. You're supposed to let them try again and get back up. And it sounded like it was. I'm pretty sure it was in between projects, but I think they had lost almost all their passion, and it might have been a good thing to close them because a good percentage didn't lose their job. They were just sent to other studios.
Actually, Elder Scrolls Online Studio, I guess. Right?
No, that
No,
one
yeah,
was it
Roundhouse,
Roadhouse?
I guess. Roadhouse. Is it round or road?
It's
I think
Roundhouse.
roundhouse.
Roundhouse
Yeah.
Studios. That one went into uh, Bethesda.
Yeah,
Arcane
still
Austin
on.
was divided in between multiple studios. At least that's what the press release said. They would be divided into multiple studios. So, I mean, it's still a lot of people lost their job, but a good percentages were got to keep their jobs. Were just sent to like Texas. That Austin area has several Bethesda studios, so it would be easy
Okay.
for them just to ship them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Have connections and all that might help them,
Yeah,
right? With the
and
connections and
Roadhouse
everything.
was literally in the same cubicle
Um,
space as the Bethesda Online Studios. So it
BGS.
was just easier just to bring them in the fold instead of paying for branding and all that other stuff of a group that pretty much is the support studio to the other one. And then the other one was crap.
Yeah,
I
there's a
forgot.
fourth studio too.
Yeah, and that one was
Mm.
the Mighty Doom guys. Why am I forgetting it? Uh,
That's the mobile game, right? The
yeah,
Mighty
it was the
Doom.
mobile. It was the mobile guys. Um, but it still sucks that all these people lost their jobs. But I
Alpha Dog.
one reason I kind of kept my mouth shut when this is because there's always more information than what we know. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, after you
No,
heard
but
some
like,
more,
still, I mean, it's still, man, it's just. I mean, I get your part. I understand. Like, it's just not. I mean, it's not like you need more information before you say something, right? Before you go on and make your final statement and all that, right? But it's just, man, I get it that this the whole industry, by the way, it's not just Microsoft, but it's just like it's just for Microsoft. I mean, whenever we're approaching good news, there's something. There is something always. Whenever you're getting close to a good news, like Hellblade's coming out, and then we have the summer show to look forward to, right? There's always something just before that that happens. 2 years ago, it happened with the Starfield and Redfall getting delayed to next year. They announced that just a month before the Xbox showcase, right? So kind of kills the hype for the showcase. Last year, Redfall released, right? The way it released, no 60 frames per second option. The game bad from the get go, and then Starfield, the people are just kind of like wondering is Starfield gonna have the same fate with the 30 FPS thing and all that. Just before the showcase, just before, and then this year we had the studio closures. Uh, whether it's Xbox fault or not, but it's just bad luck, man. I mean, you need good news. I mean, I'm not saying you. I mean, when I say you, as in like Microsoft fans, gamers, us, we all need like good news to just I mean, it's just like some people are not have a bad feeling. It's like they're saying, man, we don't know. Like 2, 3 years from now, Xbox could just be like, "Are we done? We can just can't figure this out. Let's just get out of it, man." Every time we're trying to do something good, there's something bad happening. Maybe it's just karma. So I mean, I don't want to see that. Like you don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
I don't
I
think
mean, let
Microsoft is going anywhere. They spent too much money on Activision. I think they're in it for
not
the long
Microsoft,
haul.
Xbox,
X
not Microsoft,
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah,
Well, Xbox
Microsoft's
is
been over.
Microsoft. Xbox is Microsoft. So
Microsoft is Microsoft. Xbox is part of Microsoft. Microsoft has closed down a lot of stuff. Nokia Lumia, for example, right? Other stuff like their stuff.
well,
They
yeah,
had a
but
lot of other stuff. Yeah,
things close all the time with every company. I mean,
look what
Sony
happened to
not
Xbox.
necessarily. I mean, they have closed video game studios, but when it too not too long ago, Sony closed part of their movie studios.
Japan Stadium.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
it's
mean
just
Sony.
it's
I mean, so for Sony overall, I mean, I don't know, but I think overall, like I'm not talking about their media stuff and all the other stuff they do, all the electronics. Sony is not the Sony that we knew before. Like, when it comes to other stuff, right? Gaming wise, they're still right up there, but like, Sony used to be known for pretty much a lot of stuff before, not just PlayStation. Their cameras, their stuff, and all that. They had a lot of great stuff, even like the movies you said and all that. Now is PlayStation is the only thing that's always just on the positive side. I mean, they're having their hiccups too, but not as much as Microsoft, man. Not as much. When I say Microsoft, as Xbox
yeah, it goes by division. PlayStation is one of their good divisions. Um,
division. Yeah, that's the way I was
I
looking for.
think
Sorry.
TV is their next good, and probably their audio division. And then you get occasionally a good
They have
movie.
good cameras too. They have good cameras too, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
well, yeah, they
electronics and
have
stuff.
cameras.
Good
They have
cameras.
everything, but like if you go in
Uh,
by the if you have to go by if you go by division, some are better than others. Same goes with Microsoft. Like if you break down, Xbox is a rough division. It's not a bad division. It is clearly a profitable division. So to them, it can be more profitable, and that's why they had the layoffs, the studio
uh-huh.
closures, and I mean it is corporate greed. It's straight up corporate greed, and uh, Mike Yorba, who you were talking about
Yes.
earlier, um,
Mike Yarba.
yeah,
Mhm.
he when this information came out, he defended Phil Spencer's. Uh, he says he knows Phil Spencer personally. He said Phil had probably no choice in the matter. This probably hurts him more than anything else. If there was bad blood with Mike, he wouldn't say that. He just
Yeah.
probably just didn't want to work for Microsoft anymore because like once you stay with a company for years, sometimes people just want to move on and go to do a different company. That's why he went to Activision. He wasn't. He's not.
That
He was
company
tired of them.
and then Activision also had their issues too, but he still stayed until Microsoft merger.
And but he didn't want to stay under Microsoft anymore. It may not have anything to do with the fact that it's Microsoft. It could be he's just he just wants to do something else. Maybe he wants to start his own studio. I'm just saying that there's always
Yeah, that's
more.
fine. That's fine, but just like it happened with him twice though. Like, yeah, I mean, you're fine. I mean, what you just said, like if you want to go start his own thing, that's 100% fine. I mean, nobody's gonna stop him, and nobody has the right to stop him, right? I mean, if he wants to go ahead, do it. But it's just like happened twice with Microsoft. That's just like kind of funny.
And
Yeah.
there's people that have done that on and off several times. Like Rod Ferguson's one. You leave, go back, leave. I mean, that's the way with a lot of
He's still
companies.
with the he's still with Activision though, right?
Yeah, he
Like,
well,
and then
yeah,
he's part of
yeah.
Microsoft, and I forgot.
He's Diablo guy now. He's Diablo guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
He was
but
Gears guy before,
he
right?
was he
Gears
well
guy.
originally he was Gears. He was him. It was him and Cliff Brzezinski that was Gears,
Oh,
and then
gotcha.
he was offered to come and help move Gears to. Uh, I wish they would have kept the name
Cool.
Black Tusk. That's the only thing I've ever gotten mad about. Black Tusk Studios. That was such a great
Black Tusk.
name. It's so much better than the
Must be.
Coalition.
The cool machine is cool though. I like it.
Well, I know it's just the Coalition changes. We are the Gear Studio. That's what the Coalition is, because the a cog is a coalition. Is the Coalition? The cog is the Coalition in the Gear lore. I mean, quick question: how many of the Gears have you played?
I mean all the mainline ones and the your favorite one too, Judgment. Played all except for Gears
No,
Tactics. I think I played all of them. Yeah.
okay. Judgment is not my
Mhm.
favorite, but it's my favorite character. Barrett is my favorite character.
Got.
My
All right,
favorite
let's
one
make it
is
clear, people.
my favorite one probably is Gears 5 because I like where the story's going.
All right. All right.
But
I mean, it's a good game. No, I'm not gonna take anything of it. It's a good game though.
they're all
Most
good
people would
games.
be like Gears 1 to 3 somewhere. Yeah.
Al, I like what they've done with Kate Diaz. She is a great character. I mean, and the only time I see people mad about Kate Diaz is the ones that, why can't it have to be a woman? Why can't it be a guy?
She's a badass woman. I mean, I don't understand. I really like her. I like KTS. My only thing with Gears 5, by the way, Gears 5 was my first Gears. Then I went back to play the other ones. My only complaint with the Gears 5 is that the gameplay just did not go anywhere. Like it was not different at all. Like compared to the very first. I mean, it's somewhat better, but like I don't see any new mechanic to Gears gameplay except for the drone you using the drone. What's the
Um,
name of the drone again? I forgot. Oh my god.
well, yeah, that was kind of a new mechanic, but for the style of game
I'm like,
Gears is, you can't
yeah,
really add new mechanics. Like
you could try. Let's try.
you can add abilities like more refined mechanics. Like mantling was never a thing until 4. You'd literally have to go
Yeah.
up on the
With the big giants? You gotta get on. Yeah, yeah.
When you have to go up, you have to get on your. You'd have to like wall, get to the wall, and then climb over. They added
Mm-hmm.
mantling and four to where you don't even have to do that. You could just run, jump it, and made it to where enemies were smarter. Like you can
Yeah.
only improve and refine, but I can't. I don't really
I
see.
mean, you could add a new tool or something, or new different totally different gun or something, like something to just change it up. Like I mean, for example, Halo. It's just like they had it the hook part, right?
Oh,
The
I mean
hook
they've
thing,
done
right?
that. Yeah,
I
they've.
mean that changes a lot of things. You could snatch stuff and all that, and then throw it and everything, and then you have different kind of grenades too in the game, and like different guns too. The mag what's the name of the gun? Magna something with an M. It's a pretty it changes a lot, and then the red gun too, the razor gun, the red flare,
Yeah, yeah.
something
I
like
mean
that. I
the
mean, you could
weapons.
add that stuff, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the weapons with gears. I mean, they all changed stuff. Like they were different. Like if you go back to Judgment in 3, they added the sawed off. Yes, it had no range, but I remember one time I was using sawed off and I got a triple kill in a single shot. Like I
Really nice.
obliterated three guys who were ganging up on me with a single shot. I had a clip of it a long time ago, and they just
Hmm.
like just disintegrated. But and they did actually add in some extra features. Did you play the ROM Shadow DLC?
I'm not playing any DLC. The only DLC I played is the newest one, the Hype Busters. That's it.
You need to go back and play ROM Shadow from Gears 3.
Here's three.
It is
What do
it
you play as in the game?
ROM, General ROM.
Oh, nice, nice.
Like you play as some cogs, but ROM is a playable character and he literally shoots out Krill.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
dope. That
Yes,
sounds
it's
fun.
actually I'm hoping the rumors are true. There is a Gears collection coming cuz I want to
Oh, I
play
thought
that
we were looking
DLC.
for Gear 6. That means it's time to go to Gear 6 now, man. It's
Well,
been
no,
it's
well,
time.
no. What you do is you release the Gears collection as a taste, getting everybody
Okay.
ready for Gear
Like
6.
this year then, right?
Yeah,
Gears
you would drop it
this
this
year.
year or the first of next year.
And then
But
Gear 6 later next
yeah,
year. Or maybe 26 then. Yep. Whatever, yeah, even that's fine. I mean,
yeah.
if that's the plan, that's a great plan.
I
Yeah.
mean, and that's the rumor. I mean, Perfect Dark's rumored that we finally see Perfect Dark. It's we'll find out in a few weeks. But as we
But the
did,
studio closers
yeah,
sucks, man.
yeah.
Actually, I mean, even Arcane Austin, I was kind of sad about it too. I mean, I know Redfall, like you said, I think that was it. To be honest, it just really took a lot out of everybody, the developer, the fans, the people who were looking forward, to, like everybody involved with Arcane Austin, who were looking into that game, and it just like destroyed them. But I want to ask two questions if you don't mind. For the Arcane Austin, they said Microsoft was heavily involved. Not Microsoft, the bigger guys, I believe. The producers, the executives, they were involved with like Redfall being multiplayer. The developers, the people who were making that game, didn't want it to be multi. They want to focus on a single player. But then they were told, no, make it a couch co-op or like a co-op game or something. And they were just not equipped to it. So like, is who's to blame for Redfall's? You know.
That one there's like blame to be thrown all around. First off,
Mhm.
it is Bethesda to be blamed for the going the full multiplayer route. They
But
could have
Bethesda
done a
is then like,
like a two player co op or something without hurting themselves. But it's also Microsoft's fault for not really looking into the game and coming to the conclusion. But then it's the developers' fault for going. We don't really want to be making this game. We were being forced to. You guys are in charge now. Is there a way we can do something else?
so why are they getting the blame though? For
So
that attitude? No, why
no,
is the
no, no.
developer getting?
I'm just saying they did not take. It sounds like they didn't take the initiative to say, "Hey, this isn't what we should be
Oh, oh,
making."
Like they did not reach out to the upper guys. Like, hey, like listen, I know what you guys want, but we are just not like ready to do this. Like we are not. We don't have the credentials or experience to do this, right? Like they should have just reached out themselves, right?
Yeah, and because
But
they
I
literally
thought they
said
did.
no.
But I
What
thought
they said when they released their press release last year, or it was another Jason Schreier one. He said something about that they were hoping Microsoft would cancel it.
oh, yep. You're right. I read.
So
I
if
read
it's
that.
that, why wouldn't you? If you're
Yeah.
if they're hoping, why didn't you try and speak to them saying, "Hey, we don't want to be making"? And maybe they were scared to say something, but like if we do, we'll lose our jobs. Or I
Gotcha.
mean
Got
I mean they could have said like by that point before it was announced, they could have said, and they could still be in business right now working on Dishonored 3 for all we know. Because
upgrade.
they just did Dishonored 1. 2 was Leon.
Oh, did not do two?
No. I might have it backwards too. Austin could have done that one and Leon could have, but I know one did 1 and the other one did 2.
I mean, they both did like phenomenal jobs with both games, by the way.
They're
Both.
essentially the same studio. It's just one's located in Leon and the other one's located in America.
I mean, people are different too, man. They're
Yeah.
different people.
So
So yeah, I mean, those are great games, man. My favorite games, the
so,
Dishonored from
but
Bethesda.
that's just
Those
my
and Evil.
yeah. That's what I think happened with Austin. I mean, but let's step back for a second. Sony also closed a studio this year. Embracer Group has closed multiple studios.
Jared, but like thing is, man, I mean, I understand the part like Sony's closing, Sony's like laying off people too, but like the part that you were like I've been kind of like dismissing is that Sony could afford that. As Sony PlayStation, their image is not gonna be like weakened as much. Microsoft needs to catch up. Like they cannot afford bad news. Like you know that, right? I mean, I think you're kind of like pretending Microsoft and Sony are on the same level right now with games. But it's not. I mean, Sony is just way ahead.
Now,
Yeah.
what I'm it's not that I'm pretending. I'm seeing what the industry is turning into.
True,
And
true. But like, I mean, but Sony could take hits. That's what I'm just saying. Sony has
Sony can
room to take hits.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sony can take
Microsoft
hits,
doesn't.
but can take several more hits and be just fine in the public's eye. I'm not this isn't about the public's
There's,
eye.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
But like, there's, yeah.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
talking as a whole industry, we are losing so much.
Which sucks, which completely sucks. But
And that's what
Microsoft kind of, yeah,
that's what I'm on. That's
yeah,
why I also said Embracer. And I'm just
yeah, yeah.
saying, like I'm more.
Embracer, yeah. But Embracer is just like, Microsoft. Embracer, I think it's really rich or something, right? Like, just they got, they're actually doing better than Microsoft in terms of money, right? If I'm not
No,
mistaken, game
nope,
revenue.
nope.
Oh, it's Tencent, I guess then.
Yeah,
Tencent is doing better.
Tencent is a whole nother thing that we're not even gonna get into. Like, I don't think Tencent does own a few own studios, but they own stuff like Riot and your MOBA
Oh, it's a lot of
guys.
money.
They own the stuff that's not going to
Hard.
close. There's too much
Yeah.
revenue coming in. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And they got a lot of other stuff too. They're just not in gaming stuff. They're like in music, like media and other
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
too, right? Tencent's
yeah,
a big company.
yeah. Tencent is just a different beast altogether. But Ubisoft
Embracer is
closed
different.
two or three studios. Ubisoft just has all kinds of Ubisoft studios. Like
Yeah,
they
I
don't
think
have
they're
the
all their names. They're like Ubisoft Japan, Ubisoft Italia, something like that. That's how
yeah
they're named, right? Yeah.
yeah like
Yeah. Ubisoft
um
Canada.
but and they've closed studios. I'm not talking about like if you're talking in the eye, yes, Microsoft it looks bad for Microsoft. And Sony can take a hit, but I'm just talking
It,
as an industry as a whole.
it's not just I by the I mean I get you're part of that too, but it's not the I part thing. It's just like man, we had like when I said we like I said no, we like saw that Microsoft was gonna go in a way where they're gonna have no Xbox. We had that phase with Xbox One. Like and we fell in the team, they saved them. Like they saved Xbox from just going away, right? And now, if you're gonna keep getting these bad news, there's gonna be a day. I mean, even if it's Microsoft, like Satya Nadella, if it's himself to be blamed, he's not gonna. He's just gonna be like, all right, whatever. I'll take the blame, but I'm closing it. Once he closes the Xbox division, there's no going back, right? I mean, we don't want Xbox to disappear. Sony, like that's what I'm just saying. Closures, bad news, whatever the thing is I'm just not just talking studio closure. I'm talking about last year, year before. Bad news, bad news, bad news. There's some good news too, but the bad news just take a lot of toll out of us as an Xbox gamers. We're hoping there's a you know that guy Clobril on
Yeah.
Xbox on Twitter. Like he's one of those optimistic guy. He's always looking forward to good Xbox news, and he's always promoting good news on Xbox. Like he's like the biggest Xbox guy. Like he's no fanboy or anything. But this news hurt him. I mean, the Tango closure and all that. I mean, it's taken, and then he's like, it's year after year or something that's taken something away from us. So it's just like Microsoft. I mean, next year their goal should be no bad news all year. I mean, no bad news all year. Release good games and let's move forward. Like that should be their goal from now on. Microsoft, because we need them to stay. We need Xbox to be here. I really don't
I'm
want.
going to say this: Xbox is not going anywhere. There's no there. I mean, they just spent over $100 billion. You know how much of a loss Microsoft would take, even if they close in the next 10 years. They won't do that. They're going to recoup their money. And now that they own one of the largest gaming franchises in the
Yeah, yeah.
world in Call of Duty, they're not going anywhere.
Didn't they recruit a lot of money for Bethesda? Remember Bethesda part? I think they spent $7 billion on it, but they did something in their revenue or something. Just 3 months later, they got all their money back for Bethesda acquisition within just 3 months or something. I know it's only $7 billion, which is still good money, by the way. They got all that money within 3 months because they have a lot of other things to get the revenue from
Well,
Microsoft. So
here you also got to do this, and this is coming from business side, from what way I understand from other podcasts. Um, yes, the company got the money back for Bethesda, but did the Xbox division get the money back?
that's the part I'm talking about. If Xbox division is not making money, right? They could just be like, we have Call of Duty, we have
No, no, no.
you're still not
Microsoft
making money.
all last year was profitable all year long.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but they did not. They didn't make all that money back. They may have made about 2 billion of it back of
Uh-huh.
themselves in that whole year. That's what I'm saying. There's still enough profitability that I mean, there's still enough profitability that Xbox is fine. Now, here's my thing: is I might think they might lose the Xbox name.
Like turn into Microsoft Gaming.
I don't think it'll be Microsoft Gaming. I think it would be Game Pass.
Just Game Pass? That's not a good name at all. To be honest. I mean, it could be something else.
Well, but that's what they're turning into. They're turning into a service. They're not a plastic box anymore.
I mean, even Sony's gonna take that route too. We all know that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah,
mean, and it's obvious. And I know you were arguing with me a few months ago, but you've heard the rumors that Helldivers is heading to Xbox, right?
Helldivers.
Yep.
What did I argue about Helldivers
Well,
going?
no, wasn't arguing. You were arguing that PlayStation wouldn't start releasing their games
No, 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 no. I said not this. I said like MLB the show,
this
like
year.
Helldivers. Yeah, I said Helldivers is like MLB the show. You could release that game of it, but my take was they're not releasing God of War. They're not releasing Spider-Man. They're not releasing
Well,
my last.
the new business
Those
up
games are.
the new business
I
update
don't.
says otherwise. They haven't had the show that they are considering their entire slate for multiple platforms, not just PC, multiple platforms.
Mobile. Their games will go everywhere but Xbox. I mean, I'm not. I just cannot see God. It's God. If God of War goes to PlayStation, I mean, goes to Xbox, then Halo is going to PlayStation. That's just it. It
Well,
is. I mean,
well,
that's
Halo's
gonna be.
going to PlayStation anyway.
It's not. That's not. I mean, that's. There's no point of just having your games, though. I mean, it's just
They're
that. Yeah.
well. how is there no point? Why would what if Xbox became a service and you pay $15 a month? You get all these games, but you have to have an Xbox to do it or a PC, but you
You
can't do
said
it
the
on
box
Play.
will disappear. But you say we all know box is gonna disappear. It's just gonna be any screen though, right? If it's any screen, then yeah.
Well,
My
no. What
take
if
was,
they keep the box in addition to any screen? You just get the box, and
I mean,
it's
I don't, I don't think so. I mean, I think maybe after next gen, they're just gonna disappear with the boxes. Like the next gen is the last gen with boxes. I just,
well,
it's just this. People
no.
are playing games on the iPad all the time.
No.
Yeah,
You're still gonna have your hardware hardcore, just like you're.
just one more generation. Just one
No,
more.
I
That's
think
it.
there's going to be others, but I don't think it's going to be the
It's just
traditional.
gonna one more
No, you
generation.
got to
That's
look at
it.
it at a bigger picture. You got to look at it
I,
at a,
I am. I am looking at. That's why I'm saying just one more
no,
generation. That's it.
no. I think our hardware is going to become very hybridy.
I mean, it's just gonna be PC, man. Seriously, this Steam on PC, the PC, you get everything with PC now, man. So I think it's just gonna be PC. Xbox gonna release their games on PC and PlayStation will too. The box part, the TV thing will just, and then you can just actually install the app on TV and play games now, right? You can do that.
Yeah, but it's still
So
over cloud, and even in 10 years, the structure still
now,
won't.
now, I mean, 10 years, dude. You, don't, I mean, technology goes fast,
It
man. It
does,
goes really
but
fast. Yeah, yeah.
here's the thing: you're going to have to Microsoft or Amazon, all of them are going to have to continuously build servers. Yes,
They can.
it'll get better in 10 years, but it's estimated that it'll be 15 to 20 years before that all that speed would be stable. Because you still got a lot of people in rural areas that won't have access to that continuous data,
Mhm.
and they're going by server builds. So
So that's why I said one more generation.
no,
We still got four more
a
years.
generation's 8 years. That's 20 years.
No. It's generation is 6 to 7 years, man. It's
Well,
not eight.
no,
I mean, I've never. The only 8 year generation was Xbox 360, and that technically did not even start when PS3 came out. It's always like
well, no.
six,
A
5, 6, 7.
generation is can be even when the new generation launches. As long as there's games being made, it's still an active generation
So you're saying we're still in PS4 generation right now?
because there's still games being made.
No, dude. You're in PS5 generation. You know that that's wrong. We have moved. There are a lot
No,
of games that
no.
are next gen
It is
games.
still an
So.
active generation, though.
So you're saying 11 years later, actually not 11, yeah, 11 years later, we're still on PS4 Gen. No, man, you know that it's
No, it's
making no
still. I
sense, right?
didn't say we're in that generation. I said it's an active generation.
No. Active would be like constantly getting all the games
Well,
too,
no,
in my
it's
opinion. You're
still
not getting all
constantly
the games.
getting updates and games. It is an
Not
active,
all the, not all the games though,
not auto game.
right?
Yeah, it's still active. PlayStation was active for 15 years. PlayStation 2 was almost 15 years.
That's a different breed, by the way, right? That's like it's the
I'm
best
using it
selling
as a cent.
console.
And
Yeah.
PS3 was about 13 years.
Was it?
Yep.
2000,
They were still making
2000 until 2019? No.
No, they
PS3
were still making some games. Like it was mostly sports games, but they were
in
making sport.
2019?
I think the last one was 2018.
That's 12, but still, I don't know. Really?
Yeah, they were making still like it was just pretty much sports games. You weren't Call of Duty or anything. You were getting it.
In 2008.
So
I mean, starting 2018, you were getting PS3 sports games in 2018? I don't know, man. I have to look that.
yeah, I can tell you right now.
First, you said 13 years, and then obviously you dropped down to year, but still, I don't
Well,
know,
I
man.
mean, I can't remember how long the generation lasts.
Yeah, but like back again. I mean, I'm not like back again.
PS3, but I do know.
During PS6 generation, I can still pretty much guarantee there will be no God of War 1 or 2 on Xbox. There's not gonna be a God of War on Xbox or Spider-Man or Last of Us or Horizon. I mean, the only games Sony's willing to do on Xbox is like the sports or like the multiplayer games aspects.
Well, actually,
They're not.
Sony has no
And
choice
Nintendo
over.
doesn't do it either.
Sony has no
And
choice
Nintendo,
over the sports game.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that's different.
But
But like multiplayer games, yeah, I could see multiplayer, but I'm not seeing the powerful single player games going to Xbox.
nah, I can see it if it's like years later, like 2 years, here's how it would
Not that far.
he- he- here's how it would work. You'd release your PlayStation and PC, and then a year to 2 years later, you get more revenue. You throw it on another device, and that's what we're going
Okay.
to see with
Let's,
Xbox too.
let me put you on the spot right now. Okay, let's do it right now. Okay, so you said 26. I'll give you 27. So you're saying 27 we'll see God of War on Xbox. 27.
Yes.
All right, let's write it down so man. Just 3 years later, I don't know. Even if you're not like talking to each other back then, by then I will kind of
Hey, I
find.
can also say even if it's not, but it has been announced by 27 and it may not release until 28, it still counts.
Okay, I'll give you that too. You know what? I'll give you 2030. Go for it. I'm giving you 2030. God of War
You're saying
on
this now, but
Xbox.
what if they literally say they're bringing
I will
like on
apologize and I will say no, no. I will apologize and I will say, hey, you were right all along. I will but I'm wrong. I'll admit it, man. I
no,
will.
I'm
I will
just
say,
saying, well,
and
what if it's
if you
this
want to make
week at this business meeting they announce that they plan to bring older
and
games?
now
Yeah, what would you do if it was this week at this business thing that they're saying beyond the consoles?
beyond. I mean, sorry, beyond the consoles, lesson.
It's beyond the generations, but it's also if you read it, also says beyond consoles.
Like it will be on other consoles like Xbox. You saying like if they announce this next week, some of the older games like God of War 2018 will be on Xbox. They're gonna announce. You're saying this? There's a chance we might hear this next week, right?
Yeah.
And what will be my reaction? Well, we'll see that reaction next week if that happens. Okay, but it's not happening. By the way.
Would you just
I mean,
would you drop your jaw and say
I mean, next you're talking next
Herman
week. I mean,
Holst is now one of the CEOs, and that's what he's always wanted was uh to bring older
more
games
games
to.
on everything but Xbox, man.
Well,
I'm
no,
just saying that.
you know
I mean,
Herman
they
Holst is.
might. I could see them putting games on Switch instead of Xbox. Like, seriously, I could see that. I could see God of War on Switch way before on Xbox. It's just that they just want Xbox to disappear. They kind of do. I mean, they won't say it, but they do want it.
They don't
Xbox is
want
like
Xbox to disappear now. They just made them
they
a whole
do.
lot of
They
money.
do. No, 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 no. They do. They do want to disappear. They just want. It's kind of like Nintendo wanted to get rid of Sega then, and they got rid of. And Nintendo's still doing great. So it's just that, man. Xbox is the one, buddy. Hey, you can have my game. Can I have your game? Oh, Sony's like, nope. That's what Xbox is doing. So I'm like, yeah, you
Well,
want
you do
start
know
you
the
okay? Go for it.
the most played and sold games right now are Xbox games on PlayStation.
Like Sea of Thieves multiplayer game, right? A multiplayer game. Like it's kind of like the most played game is Call of Duty and a soccer game, which you don't even consider games, right? FIFA. Dude, it's multiplayer, man. That's what I'm saying. And people like multiplayer stuff. I mean, like people love Fortnite. They play Fortnite all the time. I mean, I don't like Fortnite. But I'm talking about let's say Hi-Fi Rush. How did it do on PlayStation?
It did okay, but it's still
Pentiment.
not enough to tell because it wasn't even out 3 weeks before the studio closed.
What about Pentiment? Like, I mean,
Pentiment did better on Switch.
yeah, but not on PlayStation, right? That's not the most played game on PlayStation. I mean, if you go to the charts right now, it might not even top 20 right now,
No,
right? I
and
mean, it was
I
probably
wouldn't
not
even
even top
put
20 on
Pentiment on
Xbox.
top 20 of Xbox when it launched.
That's what I was gonna say. That yeah,
It's too much of a niche game.
yeah,
Now,
yeah. Sea of
Grounded
Thieves is a different thing.
when
Yeah,
Grounded finally launches, I have a feeling it'll be up there. It is and isn't a multiplayer. It is a 4-player
a
co-op.
multiplayer game, but I doubt it.
No, I can see it being up there in the top 20.
Yeah, no, people
You
don't
do
like role
realize
play.
that's one of the highest rated games for Xbox.
Like how high?
I think
Like
it's
84?
no, I think it's in the nines.
No, are you, dude? No, it's not even close. If that was the case, we would have known. No, no. I'll look it up too.
Grounded
And I will.
Metacritic.
Yeah,
It might be 89.
81. It's not even close to that. What is it? 83. Yeah. So that's not even 90 close, dude, or 85. So I'm surprised it's 83 by the way. That's a good score.
Let's see.
Only 30 reviews though, by the way. 83 on PC, 83 on Xbox. Wow, that's pretty even.
So
So
yeah,
much for your 90 or 89, by the way.
it's an 80. Oh, it's already out on PlayStation. I take it back. I thought it was
So,
still a few weeks away.
it's not the highest rated Xbox game so
It's
far.
one of the higher ones. It is. How many?
Wow.
How many games are of Xbox's release that are in the nines outside Forza Horizon?
I mean, if you're talking 83 or higher, if you're talking 83 or higher, Hi-Fi Rush, Halo Infinite, um, the flight simulator game, that one.
Flight Simulator.
Forza, if you want to take out Forza Horizon 5, but it's there. Also, Forza Motorsport got higher than 83. So yeah, there's a lot. It's not. And if you're talking how many games, if it's few, but it's one of the, I mean, the lower end scores for the Xbox side, 83. I don't know how Psychonauts did. Psychonauts, I'm pretty sure they're better than this, right? No,
Yeah, Psychonauts did really well, but it's on everything.
but it's an Xbox game, right? It is an Xbox game. Yeah, they're 87. So yeah, a lot of Xbox games did better than Grounded, man. Even Pentiment, by the way, niche game did better than
Well,
Grounded.
Pentiment got a bunch of tens.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not one of the highest rated games. That's all. I want to
I was
say
wrong.
that
I was
I was.
wrong. I was wrong. I
Yeah,
admit I
thank
was
you,
wrong.
thank you.
But it's still one of the higher games. Period across all Xbox. Not the highest, but
When we say one of the what, like 20 out of the 15? If it's one of the 15, okay, I'm with you. Not one of the 10s. Maybe one of the 10s, maybe it is. All right.
well, outside some of the really old Xbox games, I don't think it's that. I think it's pretty high. Like if you're talking, like if you go back to like Halo 3 and Fable era, Halo 2 and stuff.
Grounded is higher than Fable 3?
Fable 3, I know I'm talking about. I said Fable 2, mind you. Fable 2 is
I
higher than
thought
3.
Fable.
Fable 2 is
Yeah, I
higher
thought.
than 3.
Yeah, I think that's the best Fable, right?
Yeah.
Among most people. Yeah, we might actually appreciate a Fable remastered versions too for the first three, like 60 FPS updates and all that, and 4K.
Yeah. Well, Fable 2 is a 89.
Mhm.
Like
All right,
it's
yeah, but
out of
back
modern games,
to
I think it's one of the higher
yeah,
ones cuz you
you
got
could see
Red.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see Grounded, you could see Helldivers 2, you could see Sea of Thieves, you could see MLB The Show, you could see Minecraft Dungeons, but you're not seeing Halo on PlayStation, and you're not seeing God of War on Xbox. It's kind of like you're not seeing Mario on PlayStation and on Xbox.
Oh,
It's
I'm
just
not
that.
I will never say we will see Mario on Xbox unless we get to the point where no one's buying hardware. Even Nintendo will start putting its stuff on everything.
Here's like final question from my side, but then we can just kind of do next one or just close it out. Um, why does like PlayStation need Xbox? That's my question. Like I could see Xbox needing PlayStation more, right? Compared to PlayStation. Because PlayStation can just release games on PC, right? PC has like 100 million players or something. Like Steam has a
Well,
lot. Steam.
PC has the largest audience now,
So yeah, I mean, if they're releasing their games on PC, shouldn't they be okay?
but you still have an average of about 30 million Xbox users. I don't think it's quite at 30 million yet, but it's at least between
But
28
not. Yeah, but
and
like not
but
all
that's
30
act.
millions are gonna play it.
Well, yeah, but if just 10% of that buys it,
3 million? That's good money. You're right. You're right. That's good money.
I mean,
Even a
and
million, even if a million buys it, that's a good money. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like that's one thing is a lot of people are forgetting. That's why even a lot of third parties, even Square Enix, just said they're going to release their games on Xbox going forward.
Square, they should have been doing that since the get go. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's not just Xbox. They were not even releasing their games on PC on day and day. Like Final
yeah,
Fantasy 7 came, but like a while. 16 is still not on PC, right? If I'm not mistaken.
uh, yeah, but it's close. It's getting ready to come out. But it might be easier because I think their teams are small to be able to release
Right.
to release one platform. I think that's why they are restructuring to where they're stick studios. I think they were a lot more. They're the same thing as Ubisoft. They were just called Square Enix Studios, but the same concept. You know how Ubisoft is. But I think they restructured it into 6 studios so they can focus on doing multiple platform titles and getting them out on all devices at the same time. By
Right.
making this announcement, it proves that they need to release it on everything in order to be profitable. And that's what I'm saying about even Sony is getting to where they're getting like that. There's not going to be much longer where they may actually, they are having, there is no doubt, they are having conversations about bringing Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War. Will it happen? We don't know. But they are having the conversation. Like,
Yeah.
and
So you're
games
saying
are,
we'll find out in a week or two with their financial reports, like
and
what the
they may
plan
not
is.
even say Xbox in that thing. They may say we are bringing our games to more platforms in addition to
Which we,
PC.
all, which we already know. And that's like we know that they've said this wording,
Yeah,
they've used this wording before. But like the other platforms could mean mobile, iPad,
yeah,
Switch.
yeah. But
I
how are you gonna get God of War on an iPad?
mean, you can play a Resident Evil 4 on iPhone 15 Pro. So
Yeah, you have to have like the $1,000 thing. But I'm just
what?
saying that I still I still think there is a high chance that I know you don't, but I do believe we will start to see on both things at a delayed release. I will say delayed release. I am never going to say day and date.
Hey, that's fine. I'm actually like not even seeing a delayed release on it. But let's just see. We're waiting like first we'll wait 2 weeks and then we'll wait 3 years and we'll see where we are.
Well, if they start porting, you would see like if they port old games, you would see a version of it with 6 months to a year. They would just have Nexus do it because Nexus have also released Xbox ports.
They just did Ghost of Tsushima and I've heard good things about it. Like
Yeah, I
it's a
almost
really good
bought it
release.
again the other day for $50. It was on sale.
It's only $50. Oh,
It's 60, but for some reason it was on sale on a like G2G for 60 for a flash deal. 50.
can you just tell me what the full thing is for GTG? Because I don't know. I
Uh,
know it's the abbreviations, but I
G2G.
don't know.
I can't remember what the name is, but I just know it's owned by CD Projekt Red.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
that's their
Okay.
company. So
All right. End of the show.
okay, we'll go to the end of the show. We're actually we're making good time today. We're a
Yeah, we
few
did.
minutes, but
Time flies.
it
Yeah.
was a good. We had good conversations, but we were just a little recap. We just discussed how we are how the industry is changing, and me and him made a bet that by 2027 we'll see God of War announced for for
God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us, nowhere. It's the name of that PlayStation.
and technically you can access Last of Us on Xbox already. You just
The
have to watch
Steam
the
Cloud thing.
no.
Some stuff.
No. You have to watch it on what is it? Max.
HBO. That's a show we're talking.
But hey,
Yeah.
Last of Us is on Xbox.
I mean, I guess you should throw the word out exclusive, people. I mean, just finish it off. Like, it's just like people are begging Xbox to get exclusives, and they're like, oh, you know what? We don't want exclusives anymore. And
Well,
by the
no.
way, let me clear this out for just people for our audience. I honestly don't care if the game is exclusive or not for myself. For myself, if as long as I get to play a good game, no matter what game or how many platforms, it doesn't affect my experience at all. It just does not. If my favorite game is on all 3 consoles or on 4 consoles, PC doesn't matter. But like I'm just saying, talking about the business perspective, like the people, like how Xbox was going for all exclusives, and how Sony has been like never been about sharing with their stuff with Xbox, except for like multiplayer stuff. Yeah.
Even the old Sony, I feel like we're about to hit a new era. That's just my opinion, and I'm in the same boat as him. I don't care where things are now. If it's available on Xbox, that's where I prefer to play because it's pretty much the controller. But I also use my Xbox controller on PC and enjoy my games just as much. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be real with you. The industry is changing. It is not the same. Console
No,
wars
you're
should
right. You're
be
right.
console
Yeah,
wars
yeah,
should be
you're right
dead.
about that. I mean, but people, man, it's never dead. Like on PC, people are like, I'm a Steam guy. I'm an Epic Store guy. I would not buy anything from Steam. I'm like, guys, it's your PC, man. Just play the game from wherever, man. It doesn't
Here's
matter.
me. I buy it from Epic, G2G, and Steam, whichever
And,
is
and
cheapest.
sometimes you can buy Xbox games from the Xbox Game Store, right? Like, I mean, not Game Store, Xbox Store on PC, and right, you can play PC games on with Xbox Store, right? Or just use Game Pass, right, to play it. So it
Well,
doesn't matter where you play your games, man. I mean, for how you access your game, just play the game. Like, when will people learn? I mean, and dude, it's not 15, 16-year old who debate all this. It's like 30 plus people, 30 years old, 35. I will never play on Xbox. I will never play on PC. I'll never play on Steam. I'm like,
that's
what
why
the
Gen Alpha
hell?
is the one everyone's starting to market to because
They
they
don't care.
yeah they don't
They just
care.
don't care.
Yeah,
They will play on any screen, right? Like
yeah.
on
That's
iPad. Give me a game on iPad. I'll play.
all right. Well, I do have one question for you. We did miss our icebreaker. Let's get it real fast, and then we'll close out the show.
Yeah.
What's a game you've double dipped?
There are games that are triple dip, by the way. So,
Name a
uh,
couple of them, because I have
couple.
my own list too.
Yeah, The Witcher 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, Middle Earth Shadow War, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars
And,
Jedi, both
and what
Fallen
what
Orders.
what devices did you buy them on? Real fast.
I mean, I bought for these games, I bought most of them like physical and digitally on Xbox, and then I recently rebought what do you call it? Red Dead Redemption 2 and The Witcher 3 on PC as well. So, yeah.
All right, now me, and then we'll close out the show. Uh, Dragon Age. I have double dipped that a lot. uh, Dragon Age. What else?
Bioshock?
Bioshock, definitely. Yeah, I own it on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
What about Hellblade 2? I mean, you didn't have to buy Hellblade on PC, but
I bought it on PC.
like, yeah.
I don't have it on
Okay.
PlayStation, but my last one I'm gonna do is the one I bought 3 times. Well, actually 4 times. Started out with PS2, then bought it on PS3 when it ported to that, then PS4 when it ported to that, and then the Xbox ports, and then the
You see
Switch
Grand
port.
Theft Auto?
No, I'm not done. And the Switch port. I haven't bought it on PC, but that is Final Fantasy 12.
Mm.
Zodiac
And
Age.
you like it that much?
That is my favorite. That is my favorite Final Fantasy. But
Gotcha. Nice.
all right, that's it. Let's do your social. Let's do the socials, and we'll get out of here,
Yeah.
guys.
Dower Rock and Roll on Xbox and Dower 2526 on PlayStation. PlayStation is also important. People, I never give out my PlayStation social. It's just because I don't like the name, anyways. But whatever.
We'll change
And
your name.
you can for free.
You can't. You might get one for free.
Okay, I'll try. And then yeah, what?
Yeah, you might be able to for free at least the first time,
Okay.
or it's less than $5.
Dower underscore Hussein on Twitter /X. That's it.
Beck's the name on Xbox. Some random name on PlayStation, and Twitter random underscore name.
That's such a cool name. I gotta give you that. Some random. The way you said it too, it felt like it's just some random name, I guess. Yeah.
Just some random name, yeah, and it's spelled SUM.
Yeah. SVM people.
All right. Well, signing out, everyone. Have a good night
Yeah. You too,
or
man.
good day, wherever you
Yeah,
listen to this. See ya.
from Australia. I have a guy from Australia listening to us.